Well, doing some good work today over at Livingston Hearing Aid Center in Amarillo. Dr. Hunter Gearhart is here. Hunter, we got to talk about 4 months ago. I feel like it's been that long. But we talked about the hearing aid, over-the-counter hearing aid bill that has come through. Have you seen any changes? Are your customers talking about those? Are you getting more calls? Or I feel like, as we've talked about, people, if you can't hear, you just end up here anyways. But I wanted to get an update on that and see what the latest is on that.
Well, over-the-counter hearing aids have always kind of been around. They've just been called amplifiers and haven't always been called over-the-counter hearing aids.
Yes.
So we're still doing business just as we've always done. We're still seeing patients, and I do feel like we have some more patients that are coming in asking about over-the-counter, but luckily they're still getting that professional recommendation, and we're able to guide them through that process and see if it's even an option for them and will be a good option long term.
Good. We're here. Dora Baker is here. She's getting fitted for hearing aids today. Emily Braun is here, and this was something that you wanted to do in Amarillo. We know that Livingston has other locations, but it was so funny because you said, I just need to know if they needed to invoice me or how you were going to get this done, and then you picked the recipient.
Yes, ma'am, that's correct. So I was just really in the holiday spirit this year and wanted to gift the better hearing to somebody and be their partner for the rest of their life with their hearing journey. And instead of giving away a bunch of money, this year I wanted to give away something different, which was my service.
So tell us, I know we're going to talk to Dora here in a little bit, but right now we're getting her fitted. And what kind of is the process as we go through this morning?
Right. So Dora is very special because she actually has a very severe to profound hearing loss. So it requires some special fitting assistance. She's going to be wearing a BTE hearing aid, which is a behind the ear hearing aid, which has a very high output. So it has to be fitted with care. So today we're going to be performing some real ear measurements on Dora to fit this hearing aid to her prescription correctly so we can give her the best outcome.
Dora Baker, as you see, we said, Dora, just hang tight because we want to hear her story. Hunter, as an audiologist, when you're seeing patients, I mean, this is kind of a big time. You're kind of in the life-changing business, I feel like. Tell us a little bit about how that is. I mean, pretty special on a Monday, I feel like.
Absolutely. I feel like we have just the greatest jobs in the world. I never feel like I'm coming to work because I get to do awesome things like this and, get to partner with people to help change their lives through better hearing. So it's just the most wonderful feeling to be able to get to wake up and do this every day.
I love that. They're doing some instrument work. Dora, we're going to visit with you here in a little bit. We're so proud of you, and we're so glad that you're the recipient. We're going to get you going a little bit, and we'll talk here in a little bit. And it's a great story. You're just going to not believe how this all goes. Hunter, we're going to come back. Emily, thank you so much. And we're going to be back here in a little bit and talk a little more. All righty. Stay with us. More to come. Back here with Dora Baker, our Here for the Holidays winner through Livingston Hearing Aids. And we're going to save Dora the best for last. But you see this beautiful smile. You know that things are going well. Emily Braun is here, and also Dr. Hunter Gearhart. I want to talk about the different kinds of hearing aids. And I'll start with my son, and a lot of people know, Gus wears the BTE, which is behind the ear. And he's always said, hey, I really want that in the canal. And I think, Emily, that's something that when people come and they find out they're going to have hearing aids, that's a discussion that you have to have. And I wanted to talk about the difference in those real quick, and then talk about that discussion you have with the patient.
Absolutely. So, on this poster here, you can see we have a lot of different styles of hearing aids that range from very, very small that you can't see to the behind the ear that is a little bit bigger, but also delivers a lot more power. So what really determines what style people can benefit from is the level of hearing loss that they have, but also their lifestyle. Individuals who are in background noise, a considerable amount, they really need something that has two microphones on it, like the receiver in the canal or the behind the ear. So while we have some in-the-ear solutions, it doesn't always work for everyone. You know, if you have more hearing loss than the moderate or moderately severe range, then we may need to get something that's behind the ear to deliver a little bit more power, and also so that that device works a little bit better in background noise for the individual. So it's not just the level of hearing that goes into the selection of a hearing aid, but also the individual's lifestyle and how they hear in different situations besides just, you know, press the button when you hear the tone. We here at Livingston, we like to measure how you hear in quiet, how you hear in noise, and you know that all goes into account with the type of hearing aid that's going to be best for an individual.
What is it whenever people first come in the process? I just remember with Gus, we stepped into a room that looked like a safe, but it had windows. And, you know, he was pediatric, so whenever he would hear something, they would clap the monkey. But what is that when someone first comes in? I mean, they need to find out everything, but what's the process?
Well, the first step is to, we really want to know where the patient is experiencing trouble. What trouble are you having with your hearing? Where are you having trouble? And how is that affecting your everyday life? And how can we help with that? And so the first step is to, find out all that information and then look in the ears. Sometimes individuals have a hearing loss just because of wax buildup. And so at Livingston, we can remove that wax and make sure that that wasn't the only thing causing a problem. And so we'll go into the sound booth, do a series of tests. We want to see the individual's detection of sound, but also their understanding of sound, both in quiet and in background noise. So we do a lot of testing, and it just really ensures that the patients, get the best outcomes from their hearing aids.
Emily, I know whenever you and Dora first talked, and the discussion with the patient, what they want and what you're like, now hold on just a second, sometimes that is a little bit difficult to say, listen, we really need to look at this kind of technology or this kind of hearing aid. And I feel like it's just more than what you do. I think you have to have a heart for people to do this.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of times people come in not even realizing that they have a hearing loss, and getting from a patient from denial to acceptance is sometimes extremely difficult. And Dora, like most people, came in wanting, a small discreet hearing aid, which we understand. It is something that people, are concerned about people noticing. So after testing Dora, I was actually pretty surprised to see that she had a profound to severe hearing loss. So she was an extremely great candidate for this. And so I'm just really glad that we were able to get this hearing aid for her. And it did take us a little while for me to tell her, hey, look, this is what your hearing loss is. It is a little bit worse than we had predicted it to be. So you are going to need something a little bit more powerful, like Dr. Gerhardt was talking about with the BTE. Also, she works in an extremely noisy place, so she was going to need a lot of help with that. So just telling her that this was going to give her the best outcome was able to get her to come around to getting the correct product for her, which is what we're about here.
Well, here's what I love. Did you know this? I mean, you do, but did you know this, viewer, that now hearing aids you can adjust through your cell phone? Yeah. I mean, it's a whole different world, and Gus diagnosed in the 90s, like 95. Everything has changed since 95. I can't even take it. Tell us a little bit about that. I mean, you could have a little microphone. The teacher could have a microphone, or you can get your cell phone and hear directly through it. It is life-changing.
It really is, and it really gives patients more confidence away from the office, too, which is really important, especially when somebody's starting out new, like Dora. She's going to be really sensitive to some of these louder sounds, so it gives her the capability to turn it down a little bit easier, especially with patients that have dexterity issues that may have a harder time, finding the buttons on it. So it's really it's helping us help our patients.
Oh my gosh, I can't even believe that. That is, I can't believe it. Dora, don't even say a word yet. Don't even say a word. We're going to come back. We're going to visit with you. The hearing aids are in. They are working, and I can't. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to talk to Dora here in just a moment. So stay with us, Sheldon. Really great story. Well, now is the time whenever we get to speak with Dora Baker, and the winner for Here for the Holidays, hearing aids fitted free of charge. a life-changing event today. And you and I talked a little bit about there was some hearing loss as a child. And all these years, you've said, I've really had people come on my left side. I've really kind of tried to hide it. Here we are today, Dora. I saw your face. I didn't even realize, Emily, that we had done it. But I saw your face, and you heard your stomach growl just now. I mean, tell me, how are you doing? I mean, you can hear everything. You heard us changing our cameras. I mean,
yes, I did.
How are you?
You know what? I'm okay at the moment. Yeah, I can hear everything. That's amazing.
We were scratching, hands on your jeans. I mean,
I can hear that.
That is amazing.
That's a miracle to me. What this has done for me is like I said, if you could open the eyes of a blind person that's been blind all their life and let them see one color, that's what this has done for me. This is what they've done for me.
It's an amazing day. I can't even take it. So now you're going to go out into the world and listen. You're not a senior citizen yet. You're not. So don't even try to tell me. But it's been a long time. I mean, maybe half of your life with this hearing loss. I mean, now going out into the world, you're going to hear. I mean, it's just I can't even wait till you walk out and hear things.
We have birds, little bitty tiny birds on our porch, and I know they make sounds, and I can't wait to open my front door and hear that sound.
Yes.
Yeah. Then I'll know what my cats are freaking out on.
So, Dr. Gearhart, tell us whenever, she just turned to you and just said, I really can hear everything. I know people tell you that, but I mean, this is why you're in this business, I feel like. I mean, I feel like you're that kind of guy that's amazing to hear someone say that. We can't even believe it.
Absolutely. I mean, it's been such a great experience for you, I think, this morning, but for me too, just because, I mean, how awesome to be able to provide that back for you. It's just such a wonderful feeling to be able to get to do that. And so we're just so excited this morning that Dora's hearing better. It's just wonderful. We're so excited.
Now, Emily Braun, I have to ask, whenever you were going through this, y'all did kind of a prototype, and Dora had said that was pretty good that day, with the prototype.
Yes, ma'am.
But her hearing is severe, and this is just a game changer. I don't think that people realize.
Yes, ma'am, it really is. We definitely are helping Dora hear so much better today, and we're going to be her partner, till her hearing aids quit working on her. So, we expect that to be 4 to 6 years from now. She does have a tube in her hearing aid, which is going to need to be changed every 4 months. So I will be able to see Dora and check on her every 4 months just to be sure she's doing good and make any adjustments that she's going to need, because this is not a one-stop shop. This will be a continued journey for her and for me together.
I love it!
And
Dora!
That's something that, people like this worry about. What happens? Am I going to have to pay for this in the long run? What is this going to charge me to get them changed out? And when she assured me, that's you just, for someone like me, you just don't understand how big of a deal that is.
Listen,
how big
I
that they're going to
do.
be in my life, for
Forever.
as long as it ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
I love it. I love it. So whenever I have to ask about you, we talked about whenever they called you in the world of spam calls and crazy phone calls, you were like, I'm not even going to answer that, but something told you, and you were also off that day because you can't answer your phone while you're at work.
Yes.
What did you think? What did you think when they called and said you won?
Like I said, when I got the call, we were in the kitchen cooking, and Roger said, answer that phone. And I'm like, and I looked at the number, and it said scam likely, and I picked it up because it said Lubbock.
Oh.
And I picked it up, and she said, may I speak to Dora Baker? And I said, who is this? And she said, this is Deborah from Livingston Hearing Aid Center. And it didn't click at first. And then she said, is this Dora Baker? And I said, yes, ma'am. She said, you entered a hearing aid contest. And I said, yes, ma'am. And she said, I want to call to inform you that you were the chosen winner. And I said, hold on, I got to sit down. And I said, ma'am, I questioned her. And I said, are you sure? This is for real, right? And she said, yes, ma'am. And Roger was in the kitchen and I was like, shh. you know.
I've done that a million times.
I was trying to, I was trying to make sure it was real, that it wasn't a joke. Because people call you and, well, you won this, and no, you didn't win nothing.
Oh.
And when she assured me, she got to talking to me, she said, can you get to Amarillo? I said, yes, ma'am. And I said, how much is this going to cost me in the long run? That's what I want to know. And she said, I can assure you and promise you nothing. This is all free. And I just started crying, It's my Christmas miracle.
It is.
My miracle.
It is. What do you think when someone says that? I can't even take it. That's so sweet.
It just really pulls at the heartstrings.
Sure.
It's just such a pleasure to get to provide better hearing to you. We're so excited.
It's a miracle. My brother-in-law asked me on the phone yesterday, we were texting, and he said, what would you like for Christmas? And I said, Sean, I have gotten everything that I need. I will get them in the morning.
Aww.
And he said, what? And I said, my hearing aids. I said, nothing that anybody could ever give me, even, winning the lottery, could not touch what this has done for me. And these people have done for me. These are godsends. These are my angels. I will forever in my life be grateful to these two people in Livingston Hearing Aid Center for what they've done for me.
Oh, Dora. So you got to give me 5. You can hear it.
Oh,
yeah.
I can hear that. I can hear him over there, little shuffling his little feet. That's amazing to me.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm so proud. Y'all, thank you so much. Thank you for letting us be a part of it.
welcome. Thank
That's
you.
amazing.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes,
Thank you,
ma'am.
Emily. Very
Thank you.
sweet. Dr. Gerhart, thank you.
Thank you.
Livingston Hearing Center. Sweet, sweet story. Merry Christmas.
If you have a hearing loss, they'll fix you up.
I love it. Sheldon, back to you. Sweet story.